Hey dreamers, this is Jade. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do some journal catch up, and so I'm starting with my 5-year journal from Hobonichi. Really love this journal, and I am just getting some entries done where I had just skipped the day because I knew what I wanted to do, and I either needed to print a picture or etc etc. Here I actually got to the 10th and realized that I did not fill in the 10th for the year before, so I'm going back and doing that. And April 10th is always my mom's birthday, so that's always what I'm going to be filling in here. And I still have the pictures from last year, so I was just able to print that picture off and then add my journal. And I know what happened last year on her birthday as well. She actually, we had a quick celebration here, but I ended up dropping her off at the airport so she could fly to my little sister. And they were going to go on a trip together. I do believe this was the year that they went to Portugal. And so yeah, so that's why I did that little plain thing. It's from a new stamp pack that I picked up from Joann's going out of business sale. I do believe it is pink paisley or something. Hold up, I have it right here. I will pull it out. No, it's Paige Evans Adventurous. If I can find a link for it, I'll put it below. But yeah, so I did use that just to indicate that she flew off that year. And then now I'm filling in this year on her birthday. And her brother and sister, and actually my cousin and my little cousin came as well to her birthday. And so I got a picture of the siblings together and yada yada yada. And so that's what's going on there. And then also just filling in other spots that I missed for whatever reason. As I said, it's usually, if I leave a spot blank, it's usually because I want to put a picture there, or I'm just gonna put like one big word or two big words that's easy to fill out, and then I can just add it to my journal catch up or whatever. And especially if I don't feel like writing it that day, or I don't have my whatever marker or whatever I want to use available in the bed with me at the moment, because I usually fill out my 1 line a day journal, the rest of my mini bullet journal from whatever I was doing that day, filling out my goals for the next day and all that kind of stuff. And then also my 5-year journal, I typically fill it out at night when I'm in bed. So yeah, if I don't have something like readily available to me at that time, then I'll just skip it, and I'll fill it in later when I actually have that marker or picture or whatever. And so that's what's happening here. This day I went to the DMV. I finally got my real ID. It's been something that has been on my list for years. Actually, I had made an appointment back in 2020 to get it done, and then of course the whole panorama happened, and that just blew everything out of the water. And so I was never able to go. The appointment that I made to get it done, I was never able to do it. And so finally I've been looking into getting an appointment lately, and nowhere in my area has it where you can make an appointment to get your real ID. You just have to go to the DMV. You have to be there at a certain time to make sure you get in line. It's a whole to do whatever, but I finally got it done. When I tell you I was waiting at the DMV for 4 hours because I did not realize that you could get your place in line, and they'll like text you when they're ready and stuff, but I wasn't anticipating it taking that long. So I could have went off and did some other stuff for a few hours and then come back to the DMV. I did not know this, but I know for future that's what I can do. So yeah, was really kind of pissed off at that I just sat there for pretty much 4 hours, but I did get a lot of reading done, so I guess that's okay. Anyway, filling out the rest of this, and I will be doing the same in my 1 line a day journal, and then I will be moving on to my gratitude journal. So as you can see, I am filling out basically the same things that I'm filling out in my 5-year Hobonichi, just probably a little more truncated because this is my 1 line a day journal, and it's less space to fill out whatever it is that I need to fill out. But I do go in, and the days that I'm just putting like a word or something, um, of course, it's just the same thing. And I'll do that because I'll basically, like, there'll be other stuff going on during the day, but I'll basically be working on that one thing because for whatever reason it's taking me a long time or hours, or I have to just split up what I'm doing. Like, I'll start uploading something, like that uploading one. I'll start uploading something, and then I have to go and do this, and then go and do that, and then go and do this, or whatever, and then I can't finish my uploading until later. So I'm like doing it in parts. It's a mess. So that's that's why I'll just put one big word, because I the focus of that day will be that word, and everything else is pretty much irrelevant. So yeah, that is pretty much what's going on in the one line a day journal as well as the 5 year journal. And here I am just going back through and getting my gratitude done for the last couple weeks. Now I will say I have not been on my game with this gratitude journal. I have been making my notes, but there's been like a week or two when I think I checked out. I think I was having like some pain or something. Something was going on to where I wasn't even thinking about it. So yeah. But it's okay. I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. It is what it is, and I will get my gratitude done. When I get it done, if I remember, I'll put it down there, and then I can go in and backfill it if I don't feel like doing it directly at the moment. Again, this is another one of those journals where I'll fill it out. Like, I think about it mostly at night, and so that's usually when I make my notes for it. And I don't typically have the materials that I use in this journal on hand when I'm filling it in at night. Like, it's on my desk or whatever, and I don't feel like getting out of my bed to get my stuff. It's a whole thing, and I don't feel like doing that, so I'll just go in and fill it in later. And that's why I use my little sticky notes to remember what it was that I was feeling grateful for that night. And so far, that's been working for me. I'm glad I thought about the sticky note thing, because otherwise I've been trying to just remember, like, oh, this is what I was grateful for that day, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll remember that, and I'll go back and fill it in, and I don't fill it in, and then I'm like, a couple days later, I'm like, what was that I was grateful for? Yeah, it was a mess. So I started using little sticky notes to remember exactly what it is I was grateful for whatever day it was. And so just getting this all filled in, and then I do believe I have another page of stuff. Yeah, these little sticky notes I need to get filled in as well, as far as my gratitude. And I go back and forth with these, like with the markers I use. I typically use either the Faber-Castells when I'm doing like the big lettering. I typically use the Faber-Castells or either the Pentel Few brush pens. I like them both. I will say that this paper, they don't, I feel like they, both markers, I feel like they kind of drag a little on this paper. So I'm really considering using something different next year for my gratitude, or maybe combining it with some other type of notebook, and not buying this journal again. Even though I really, really love this journal, or this planner, it's so pretty. I outside of doing this, I really don't have any use for it. I will say that I don't really pay attention to like the astrological transits that's going on in it and stuff like that. So I don't really use it for what it's supposed to be used for. And so I'm wondering if next year will be the year that I decide that I'm not going to purchase it. But it's been a great 4 years with it. I do love it. I love the way it looks. I love everything about it. I love all the information in it and stuff like that. But me trying to reevaluate if it's something that I really, really need in my stash, or if it's something that I can transfer to some other notebook or journal that I have been using. So yeah. Other than that, I don't know. We'll see how it works out for next year. I may decide to get it just because I like the way it looks so much, but I'm probably going to save my money. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, here I am filling out the last of my mini bullet journal, the stuff that I need to get down as far as my watch list, my playlist, and the books that I read. So this is the end of March, I think. Is that March or April? I'll be able to tell you when my hand moves or whatever, but I do need to get down. I need to do, oh, it's April. Okay, yeah, that made sense. I'm getting down the boxes for all the stuff that I watched for the month of April, which was actually not a lot. Surprisingly, I ended up watching a lot last month, and this month it was just kind of mid. I watched a few things, but not like a whole lot of things. So yeah, and I'm just getting all the boxes ready. What I have found in doing this is that I just like to get everything prepared for myself and then start going and filling everything in. So I'm getting all my boxes ready that I'm gonna need to put my icons down, and then I am basically just kind of sketching out books to get down all of the books that I read for this month, which was a great. This is probably why I wasn't watching a lot of stuff. It's a combination of things here. I do know that I was having some pain days and some things going on here, and so I wasn't really paying attention much to TV. However, I had started this series called Capone on audiobook. They do have it on Hoopla. At least mine did. My area had it on Hoopla by Jacquel J. And it's been some time since I've read or listened to urban fiction, and I used to eat them up, gobble them up. Okay, be more careful. And then there was something called the Dutch series. When I tell you that was Chef's Kiss, like it always ended on this banging cliffhanger. Ah, it was so good. Anyway, I got back into urban fiction and I was listening to Capone. And when I tell you it was so good, and I was feeling bad at the time too, so I would just cut it on and lay down and listen to it. And then they had the other two, because it's a trilogy, but it's all about the same couple. And they had all of them, so I just listened to them back to back to back to back. Like it would take me a day or less than a day to listen to them. So yeah, I was able to get a lot done as far as reading this month. And then yeah, they finally came out with another season of Black Mirror, and I have to say it was very lackluster for me. There was maybe 2 or 3 episodes that I really liked, and the rest of them was just like, what am I watching? Yeah. So I did end up watching one of them days. Really enjoyed that. That was funny. It's kind of like a girl version of Friday, which is hilarious. And then I completed the Thriller Bark arc for One Piece, which is always so much fun because it reminds me of like Scooby Doo. So yeah, anyway, and getting all that down, and that pretty much wraps this up. If you have any comments or questions about anything, please let me know. Bye.